In this video, we are going to look at how to solve linear inequalities. So first of all, let's go through what a linear inequality actually is. So we might have seen linear equations where we have something like x minus 7 is equal to 4. A linear inequality is quite similar, only that rather than having the equal sign, we have signs such as greater than, less than, or greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. So an example of a linear inequality is x minus 7 is greater than or equal to 4. Now before we go on to how to solve these, okay, it's just worth brushing up on some terminology and some notation. So let's just create a table over here. When we're talking about symbols such as greater than or less than, when we represent them on a graph, it's really important that we use open circles, and we'll see what that looks like in a second. When using greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, we use closed circles. Okay, so that's really, really, really important. So let's get into solving some problems. So let's say we have x minus 7 is greater than or equal to 4. So the way we solve linear inequalities is we just simply solve it like a normal equation. So we solve for x. And then the next thing we need to do is actually graph our inequality on a number line using the open and closed circles. And we'll see how that works in a second. So first of all, let's solve this equation. So we have x minus 7 is greater than or equal to 4. Let's just add 7 to both sides. So then our final answer is going to be x is greater than or equal to 11. Now, how do we graph that? What we do is we draw up a number line and then we show some numbers. So we might have 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Then what we need to do is where our answer is, okay, that's where we're going to shade in an open or a closed circle depending on the sign. So here, because it's greater than or equal to, we use a closed circle, which is what I've represented there. And then we just simply draw an arrow in the correct direction. So here, x is greater than or equal to 11. In other words, we need to be going this way where the numbers are getting bigger. Okay, let's have a look at another example. Let's go over to a new slide. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's say this time we have something like 2x minus 3 is less than 11. So in this case, we've just got a two-step equation. Okay, so here, start by adding 3 to both sides. So then we'll have 2x is less than 14. And then proceed to divide both sides by 2. So then we'll have x is less than 7. Now let's graph it. So let's draw up our number line. Let's draw up our numbers. I'm just going to put 7, 8, 6, 5, 4, and 3. Now we're dealing with less than, okay? It's an open circle because it's only less than, it's not less than or equal to. So that means we're going in this direction here as well because we're less than 7, so 6, 5, 4, 3, numbers that are smaller than 7. Okay, let's wrap up with a final example. Let's just say this time we have a fraction. Let's say we have 4x minus 4 over 5 is greater than or equal to, let's go 10. Okay, so here we'd start by multiplying both sides by 5 to get rid of the 5s on the bottom. So we'll end up with 4x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 50. And then we'd proceed with adding 4 to both sides. So then we'll have 4x is greater than or equal to 54. And then what we'd proceed to do from here is divide both sides by 4. So here we'll have x is greater than or equal to 54 on 4. This in turn is going to simplify down to just dividing the top and the bottom by 2. This fraction will simplify down to 27 on 2, and that is going to be our final answer. Now, as far as representing fractions on the number line is concerned, exactly the same thing as a normal number. This time we might just decide to use fractions. Okay, so we might start with 26 on 2, 27 on 2, 28 on 2, or you can use decimals and combination of whole numbers as well. 29 on 2 and then 30 on 2. Then we're dealing with greater than or equal to, so greater than or equal to, we use a closed circle. Then we're greater than or equal to 27 on 2, so we're drawing our arrow in the direction of the larger numbers. Excellent. So there you have it. That is how you solve linear inequalities and how you graph them on a number line.